Morning. Store Teller, West 80 South Poles. It's Friday, May 2nd. Made it through April. Woohoo. Got a little bit of rain yesterday. You're supposed to get up in the mid 50s today. I don't know, it's mid 40s right now, I think. Just moved the cattle and sheep, moved the flirt onto a new strip here. CJ's been behaving himself. Good boy. Yes, that's a good boy. Baby boy's been behaving himself. He's over there. They got in a fight, so I've been keeping them separate. I got too many things going on to worry about dogs fighting. That's just one more thing I don't need to worry about. So just keep them separate and they don't fight. Easy. Worry about that later when I got a little more time. Well, what we're grazing here ain't exactly great. But what was going on is, so they've been over, there's a fence line about, I don't know, well, you can kind of see where it goes from green to hay there. I'll just see if I can zoom in here. Yeah, you can see the temporary fence. It's right, yeah, you can see it. You can see the line of hay there. So what's been going on is from that temporary fence, I'll zoom in so it's not so, zoom out, I guess. They've been in this area all the way over to this tree line here for, oh god, since like January, I think, something like that. And so what was happening is the grass is starting to grow, and what they were doing is they're just nubbing it all off. So it's getting green out there, but they were just nubbing it off. So I had to do something to keep them from nubbing it off. And then we were gone out of town building fence this past week here, and we've been making a few trips, so I haven't been around. I've been trying to set them up for a week at a time so my wife can just come out and check on them. And so I gave them a little too small of an area. I'm thinking this past week I gave them this area down on the other side of the fence here, plus 5 bales of hay. I don't know if they ate much of the hay. They were pretty excited about all this grass. I mean, you can see it's really short. And I'd rather not be doing this right now, but I'm pulled in a million directions right now, so I'm kind of having to do things I don't really want to do, and it's not best practice. And yeah, everybody can light me up for being lousy, but this is what it looks like over here after a week of them being on here. Then we got a blind sheep over there. She's blind as a bat. She keeps going through the fence. She don't know where she is. I think she'd be able to hear the others, but they don't make much noise, so I don't know. Probably should bring her home. I got a paddock at home that I've got got one that's got a bad leg, and then I got a couple other sheep in there that didn't make the cut, and I'm just waiting to do something with them. But I mean, you can see some of this, we've got some grass, and we've even got we've got alfalfa out here. We don't have that at the 80. This is the South 160 here. I mean, we do have some grass. This part of the farm, we grazed this last fall. Actually, for grazing school, we were right here, and then right in the paddock I'm standing in too. We were right in here for grazing school. So this hasn't had any animals on it since September last year. End of September. I didn't get them in here tight enough to get all this brown trampled down, and I'm not putting them in here tight now either, because I don't want them to run it down to the dirt. We've got some moisture now, but the last few years the moisture's turned off, so I probably cut it down too low over here, but we're not going to be back there, hopefully not for another 60 days. So the plan is that's going to get 60 days of rest now and before we come back. So I'm hoping that recovers and we'll be good to go. But what we're doing is we're kind of reverse the rotation from last fall. We started up here last fall, and then we grazed through this, and then on the other side of them trees up there is the north fence line, and then we grazed all through here, and then I took them all across there, all the way up there, and all the way across, and we went all the way across the bottom, and then we went all the way up the top all the way up to the road. But what we haven't hit yet at all is this side of the upper pasture. And so that's what we're doing right now. We're going to start running a circuit up to the upper pasture. And then hopefully we can hold them back like 3 weeks before we hit the south side of the upper pasture. And then that'll start our grass rotation for the year. Our full-on grazing. And then we're going to start strip grazing them. And that's when we'll start tightening them down a little bit to put more impact down, and then also to give more recovery time to the rest of the paddocks. It's going to be a little different this year. We got a lot more ground to work with. Better forage for sure. It's definitely got a better stand of grass than the other farm. The other farm, we've got the bulls over there, and I'm gonna go over there and get them penned up in a smaller area too, because I got to keep them off the grass, and we're gonna keep feeding hay over there. And we're gonna give that farm a nice rest this year. That thing's been beat to tar the last 4 years here, or 3 years, and so now it's gonna get its much needed rest. Yeah, let's see, we've got, I don't know if I think that's clover. I don't know. Yeah, that's clover. It might be alfalfa. I don't know. I'm not very good with forbs yet. Or not with forbs, with legumes. I'm not real good with my legumes. I'm not real good with my grasses either, but this is quite a bit better stand of grass here, so yeah. But I think overall cattle are in pretty good shape. You can see they're a little limited. They were expecting me to give them a bale or something last night, and I didn't do anything. I got home from Wisconsin yesterday and came out here and checked them, and I ended up looking for a fault in the fence, and then I just was tired, so I didn't give them any hay. I should have gave them a bale of hay last night. That probably would have held them over. They weren't balling too bad this morning, but yeah, I guess I should have done that. But you can see, I mean, we've got some of this grass. I mean, is, you know, it's 6-8 inches tall, but it's not quite where we want it. But we do have a good thatch layer here in spots, but in spots we don't. We got some manure from last fall. Let's see if there's anything going on under here. No worms or nothing. That farm we're working at down in Wisconsin, there's so many worms. You could start a bait shop with 3 shovelfuls out of there. It's just ridiculous. His soil health, he's done a ton of work to get his soil health going and get that thing ready for grass. Hoping I can kind of maybe shoot a video on it next week when we go back down there. But yeah, this guy's really put in a lot of time and effort to get things going. on his farm. And he's going to be bringing cattle in about 3 weeks, and then he's going to be in the grazing business. And he's excited about it. Real nice guy. So, but yeah, I had a question on a different platform the other day about finishing steers, how long it takes. So that one there is not quite 24 months old yet. And I think in a couple more months after he goes through the spring flush, I think he'll be quite ready. Got a nice big fat gut, big butt. Got some fat on the tail head. Yeah, that goes back to the harvesting energy part. Yeah, you can do the total grazing, but you're not going to get performance. It's not going to happen. I've seen all kinds of total grazers, and their cattle are not fat. They're not pig fat like we want them. And that might be why it takes some people a little longer to finish steers on grass if they're doing that. Well, you got to focus on harvesting the most energy-rich part of the plant, the tip grazing. That's where it's at. And yeah, I'm not doing that right now. It's kind of a different situation. I've been working out of town. Got limited time to make things happen here, and so you just got. That's why we call it adaptive grazing, because you're not going to do it the same every single day. You gotta adapt to your lifestyle. You gotta adapt to the seasons, adapt to rainfall. There's a lot of different variables in this, and you can't just write out a prescription and have it work for everybody. It's not, you can't even write a prescription for one farm. You're not going to do it the same all the time on one farm, so we can't expect to be doing it the same on everybody's farm, and we're not even going to do it the same all the time on our own farms. So that's what makes this world great, is everybody's different. If everybody could just figure out that we're all different, and that's what it takes to make the world go around, it'd be a lot better place. Everybody's got to be so worked up about their differences. I don't know. I don't get it. Just, we're all in this together. Why don't we work together instead of cutting each other down because we believe different things? I just don't get it. I don't know. Sorry, that's kind of a little rant there. But no, I'm looking forward to warm weather here. Grass starting to grow. Probably be looking at lambs and calves here in 2 to 3 weeks, probably 3 weeks or so. Right about when the grass is going to be ready to really start grazing. Starting to see some floppy back ends on some of these heifers and cows. I know the heifers usually start showing a little bit earlier and for longer. That's what I've heard, I guess. There's one of them wolves that needs to get culled out. She doesn't get culled. Yeah, and I guess we've still got some ewe lambs available. So if anybody's still interested in them, and yeah. But I thought I'd just hop on here and show everybody what we've been doing here. I know haven't been putting much up lately. I've been kind of busy and not really much to show in early spring when everything's just all brown and you're feeding hay. It's just kind of more of the same and not really anything to talk about. But I figured I'd show you what we're doing to try to get through the spring here before the grass really comes on, and maybe it'll give you some ideas. I know this isn't the best situation, but this is what I got to do to make things happen. And then I think what I'll do for the coming week here is I'm going to be gone for a whole week, so I'm going to I'll probably set up like 3 paddocks so my wife can move them in. maybe put a bale of hay in each one, couple bales of hay in each paddock, and then they'll have some grass too. Hopefully that'll work out. But yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do. If you're still watching, thank you. Appreciate it. Have a wonderful day.